Volume 6, Issue 4, we enter the bodega, and as our plucky young teen picks up your latest issue from the comic book shelf on the rotary dial, she has to spin it like once. Smell of just sandwich meats kind of just like grilling in the air. We go up and open the cover for this kind of image of a mansion, and in the daytime, it just seems like a normal kind of like lakeside front kind of place, and then at night there's just all of these like turrets, barbed wire, and cement dugouts. And we open it up to the novel, and so there's a little thing by the editor of which last time we recap about the team coming back and coming up with a plan to draw the witch and her forces in just to kill them all in like one night using the help of their new friend from the birds, Mr. Swainson. And so from this, we kind of see we are now going to follow the endeavors of the team by how they prepare or how they live for the next 48 hours. So this session, my friends, will be going in this kind of persona kind of style time. You can use the time to prepare, to go to the mansion and maybe design defenses or something you think would be helpful. Or just to, I don't know, kick back, meet a teammate, learn more about them. So during this time, you're given free reign for about 5 actions before the fight. What is supposedly the night of the fight.
Well, Eddie is 100% going to try to find something. Just like something that he can use as a weapon. Or just like something pretty much I'm just hunting for something that I could throw in no powers and not nearly enough training. I'm gonna be honest.
Do you want to go to a museum or a junkyard?
Junkyard.
So we open up and we see kind of like Eddie in his kind of civilian clothing with like a duffel bag and a hammer and kind of like wire cutters looking through the junk. Can you roll me? You can roll me 2 things. You can either roll me freak or you can roll me
superior?
Or superior, yeah.
Rolling that superior because I got a 1 in that and a -1 in freak. Okay.
You find rusted metal.
I can work with that. Let's go. I can 100% work with that.
So after going through the kind of like junk piles, what you kind of come through is just you see like this old V-dub bug kind of just sitting there. And we kind of see like it has these weird kind of like it has 2 sets of lights and then like the trunk, like the opening like compartment like to where you think the engine would be is slightly open. And then like it has some kind of weird ass suspension, like one wheel is in front of the other.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you pick away at its kind of like shell and you get a decent amount of rusted metal.
Alright. That works.
Foes of Bodkid, beware, because your newest not nearly enough thing is tetanus.
Yes, in fact, he is going to tie the notably sharp bits around some of his arrows. I'm not even kidding. That is exactly what he's going to do with this. Noticeably sharp and or noticeably rusty.
So that is your first action. What do you plan to do? Who wants to go next for the day 1?
Bodkid, what was the times where your mom wasn't home again?
Pretty much every single time until about 8 p.m.
Alright. Well,
She works night shift as a nurse, so it's either she's either asleep or not home. You're good, my guy.
I mean, I don't remember the exact details of last session, but I know I did get autographs from a number of senior heroes. So I remember distinctly Animal Kingdom because I remember you talking about him, and then I remembered Showman because Showman loves giving autographs. I can't remember what other ones I got, but yeah, Bastion would text you and say that he got some autographs from some senior heroes, and if you wanted any of them.
Does he give? Does Bastion give an address or anything of the sort?
Sure, he'll give his cafe.
Well, hey, how fast can Benny, or not Benny, that's a different character, how fast can Eddie physically run to this location?
Physically?
Yes. We're talking full-on Beatles Mania fangirl run.
Well, it's the 25th of June, so you're gonna have to compete with heat.
Alright, so what I'm hearing is Eddie's gonna get there and then immediately pass out from heat stroke.
I mean, if you have, I assume Eddie has a bottle of water on him always.
Yeah, most certainly.
He's a nerd like that, so...
For moments like these.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He carries a gallon of water in his backpack for moments exactly like this.
So, I'd say it's about the junkyard. Probably like a 40-minute run to where the Shafi Coffee Cafe is.
Alright, Eddie's running there fucking all the way. I don't know what you expect of me, dude. He's running all the way there.
That's just like weird. He didn't respond. He just goes.
Yeah, there's no reply. There's no reply. Just 40 minutes later, he comes barreling in the door, sounding like he just ran 40 minutes straight because he did.
And drenched. So we kind of just see like this kind of thing where we see. You ever see like Princess Stride?
No.
Okay, so it's basically parkour.
Right?
So we just see Eddie just kind of like sprinting and parkouring with like this heavy bag of stuff, taking like from a gallon, drenching himself with it for like another minute. Like we see, then we switch over to Sam, and he's just like having a cup of Joe. Like the door will open, and then just another like customer will walk in. He'll walk behind the counter nonchalantly, serve them. Another thing of like Eddie tripping, skinning his knee, rolling with it, and then still like sprinting.
Yep.
You're right now, like we switch over to Sam baking cookies, like bringing them out and like rearranging like all the baked goods.
All sounds correct.
And we get a little editor box of 40 minutes later, and lo and behold, Eddie comes barreling through the door.
He immediately fucking like...
Your shirt is 2 shades darker.
Yeah, he just doubles over, hands on knees, heavy breathing, looks down, visible sweat, then slowly looks up and starts scanning the room for Bastion.
He's behind the counter in a apron.
Eddie fucking runs up and slams his hand down on the counter, leans uncomfortably close, and he just says, "Signatures." He is visibly shaking.
Bastion blinks. Thankfully, a period of time with Rock and Roller has braced him for most anything strange, especially with his old group. He just kind of is like, "Yeah, give me 1 second," and goes to the back and comes back with a series of signatures. I think I got at least 3 or 4 of the heroes, all addressed to you.
Roller probably sneaked in his mentor in there too.
Shit.
It's looking like a good stash, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't really get to reward you for your performance."
Eddie's not even listening. The moment those things are out, he is immediately on his phone looking through a digital copy of all these signatures to see if they're legitimate or not.
Animal Kingdom's the easiest, so yes. Showman's also the easiest because he forces them upon people, so yes. I can't remember the third one. Was it V? Did I give you?
Yeah, the one that was 5, right?
Yeah, V.
I think he also gave his.
Hella.
He's the only one you can't fucking tell.
Oh boy. Oh, that sounds like a challenge for Eddie. Eddie is just like, he's got the biggest fucking dumbest smile on his face. He looks like the goodest boy right now.
We kind of like go from like the behind like Sam's head, and he's looking at Eddie, and like one eye we see Eddie like just smiling like mad, and the other time we just see like this golden retriever going fucking nuts.
Yes. Yes. Yes, this is incorrect. This is correct.
And in the back of his mind, Bastion goes, "Oh boy, I've done a good thing, but oh boy."
Yeah, one of those things where he's like, I'm happy he's happy, but the degree by which he is happy is a little, maybe a touch unsettling.
I'm gonna roll a D2. I gotta decide on something real quick.
Oh boy, the decision of whether he shoots me down.
No,
I can't tell if 5 is real. You must be. It's a trap.
Oh, here we go. All right. Hey, how close? Oh yeah, I probably should have asked this before I did this. Hey, how big is this? How big is this counter that Bastion is over?
Bastion, you want to answer that?
And more importantly, is there room for Eddie to fucking leap over and hug Bastion?
Probably.
All right, he's doing exactly that.
He kind of is just like, little surprised, but he, kind of pats his back awkwardly as he's like, oh man, this is kind of happening in the middle of the store.
There's just a very fast, very quiet string of thank yous emanating from Eddie's mouth.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I hope you realize he's not gonna get more normal. You're just gonna make him weirder.
Did you like notice the rest of our group? I think Bastion's kind of accepted his fate that he just gets weird people.
Eddie is the weirdest because he's literally a normal person who is this weird.
I mean, that's more refreshing than everything else. Like, somehow outside of you, the most normal person we had was, I think, Night Prowler, who was actually, like, in a pact with a demon.
Move.
Like, I just
That's me. That's me. That's me in real life, is what that is.
It just doesn't. He's accepted that life has decided that he does not encounter the normal. He doesn't know what they're like. He wonders what they talk about. It's the little things.
Anyway, a couple seconds of this uncomfortable, very sweaty hug happen. And then Eddie finally pulls himself up and just immediately says, I'm gonna go get these framed, and then books it out the door again. He's gone. He's going home.
Alright. Gonna clean that sweat off my counter then. He just starts cleaning and like pretending all of that wasn't weird.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Eddie remembers. No, he doesn't. He does not remember any of this. He just went into a blind fanboy rage.
There's the first action, an act of goodwill.
So yeah, who else wants to do more shit?
Hey, actually, could you spare me and try to throw, like, I don't know, can that count as comfort and support? I just want to lose some conditions. I've been sitting at 3 forever now.
Yeah, you can do that too. You can easily do that.
Sometimes Bastion just needs a good sweat hug.
Yeah. It's exactly what this is. Go ahead.
So I guess he's just gonna remove a condition right quick.
I,
Anybody else? Anybody else want to do something? Because I already know what Eddie's gonna be doing next.
you have to roll mundane.
Oh,
Yeah.
do I? Oh, all right. I forgot how that works. All right, I've got 2 mundane. This should work. Watch it not work.
Oh, God bless.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mark a potential for that missed roll.
Yes.
So before he leaves, you want to open up to him?
You know, I'd like to think it's more of an internal thing because, like, dude wasn't listening the entire time I was talking.
He was not. This is a true statement. He was not listening.
Like, I like to think it was something of a nonverbal, like, show of appreciation and accepting of gratitude, which is just, sometimes in life that's all you need. By the way, Bodkid, since you did roll a 10 plus, you add a team to the pool or clear a condition, so you should probably choose between one of those two.
So add a team to the pool because I have no conditions.
Wow, we got so much team.
Boy, we're gonna be doing some big teamwork.
And so we get through that. And before you, like, Bastion raises his head and there's a familiar figure there, but before we get to that, we'll move to rock and roll or
Yeah, I got something.
okay. Shoot.
I probably dragged the remnants of my last concert to the lawn of the villa that we are going to protect.
All 2 speakers.
So there was no like explosives left or anything?
No.
Ah, damn it.
Rage took a lot of that out.
Damn it. Guess I'm gonna ask some fans for more dangerous concert equipment that he could
Alright,
use.
that works.
Cool. Alright. Power of the fans, don't let me down. Yeah.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds as I figure this out. Rock and Roller was a superior 11. So what does that give you, Rock and Roller?
Let's see.
Probably a shit ton if I remember.
They do what he asked for and only demand a small thing in exchange.
Wait, do you have this move?
That's one. The
That is massive thing for
target for free. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they those 2 words going on on social media. Oh, it was a great day for them.
They get it real bad.
They get it just enough. Is what they get it.
Hello?
Yeah, sorry, working on something.
Sorry, my mother
Yeah.
ran in the room. I had to speak to her.
Someone in your audience gonna kill. Yeah, so you get you're looking for explosives, right?
Or anything really that they can spare for my concert.
So we get this guy. You call up this one dude, and he's just like, "Hey, I have about like an entire 4 show tents worth of fireworks."
Ooh, fancy. Can I have them?
He's like, "Hell yeah!"
Oh, so cool. I'm coming over with scooter.
I'm supposed to keep them for July 4th, but no one's gonna buy this crap anyway.
Man, this is going to be a bigger gig than the July 4th.
And yeah, you drive over, and it's this kind of like 30-year-old guy. He's talking to you about like Rock and Roller Senior.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, I was at his concert, and that's when I saw like the power of music, man. And
Oh man,
I'm like,
that's so-
really cool that I can help you, man.
and he slowly tears up, and I'm happy to have fans like you, man. And then there's a gross hug
Yeah.
between both.
And so you stack like all, you know how in you see those scooters in like South Asia,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
piled all the way freaking high. You need to make a small skyscraper out of all the fireworks you have.
Oh man, that certainly will help. Thank you, man.
And he goes, "Hey, man, least I can do."
All right, tune into the live stream. I'm gonna give a shout out to you.
He like makes like a kind of like banana phone, kind of like call me, like hell yeah, Shaka
Yeah.
image.
And I swing myself onto the scooter and just scream, rock and roll! Give him the devil horns, and then with 5 miles per hour, tucker down the street.
And you see like your Twitter pop up and goes, "Well, just lost my job, but hey, along with rock and roll."
Damn. Yeah, I mean, I can assemble that with one of my team members if they want to.
Yeah, you can do that later if one of them wants to help you out.
Yeah, sure.
But right now you have your day action is getting a shit ton of fireworks. Like a metric ton of fireworks.
Nice.
Like the amount of pyrotechnic you have is insane. And you have 2 speakers from the last concert.
Nearly as much as a Rammstein concert.
Nearly.
Nearly. I don't want to overdo it, man.
4 flamethrowers off.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's gonna be the Elon Musk.
So, Traveler,
Yeah, so we're just it's just for one day right now, or how much time was it exactly?
it's basically the day. What are you doing for the
Okay.
day?
For the day, then just knowing a big fight is likely to come up, a combination of learning the territory the battle is going to be at, and practicing with my powers, trying to get a better handle on them.
Okay then. So, I want to say learning like basically you're studying up. So if you do like one or the other, you can do them both like really well, or if you do them both, you can start making progress on that.
I think the important thing would be getting just focusing on the powers, then to really get a grip on that first.
So you spend basically the day from like 12 o'clock, like from 10 o'clock to like 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock into what they like to call one of the danger cells, which is simulation with robots or like another superhero. You're teamed up with another team hero. He is wearing kind of like all he has on him is kind of like a breastplate, an old kind of helmet, this spear, and a bronze round shield. And he raises his spear and salute to you.
Yeah, do the normal kind of snapping to attention, hand over chest type of salute back.
This is going to be fun. My name is Hopwhite. Or Hopwite.
Traveler.
And you can only see like his grin underneath the helmet. And he has 2 very fierce eyes, and he kind of like lowers his spear and shield at you. And you can roll danger for how that session goes. Alright. So, and you learn a good deal about your powers more than like portaling, because half the time you're kind of just like quick portaling like his like spear away, turning it against him is what you've learned over the course. This has also just led him to. He's also learned like multi kind of like directional combat. You're running off of each other. It's a very kind of like it's a very long bout. So, like you take like a break in between at like 1 o'clock just to get a quick lunch, of which you can just talk to him, and even though he's a very serious fighter. Like at no point does he like let up on you, and this allows you to not exactly pull like it directly in your favor. As he'll stab, he'll like try to like ankle sweep you under you, and that works sometimes, but it's a very funky combat between you using your portals to kind of like come about.
Did I pick up any better handle on my teleporting ability? Or is it more just the portals this time?
Yeah, you get a bit like with the portals, you can start easily making better like portals quicker with your ability.
Okay.
So you don't have to like take a second.
Right.
So you went from staring at a place where you're gonna put the portal, thinking about the place, portaling, and now you've just done portal, go.
Cool.
So it's become second nature. That, and you also learned how it can like portals can be used as redirection, which you kind of had an idea of already, but you didn't try. You haven't tried it out.
Yeah, I think every time I tried to do that, it just backfired in some way previously. Or just
yeah, it kind of like. So like he'll stab with his spear, and like you'll get the spear away, and he'll duck and then like kick like you in the shin, and you'll like sit there for like 2 like seconds before he like shield bashes you. And like when you go out for lunch, he kind of just leaves his spear and shield in the danger room just to make sure that no one else takes it. Also the helmet.
Would have expected him to take his gear.
No one's gonna take it, and if someone oh, do you tell that to him or?
And no, I just kind of keep it to myself.
Okay. I'm guessing you don't try to like talk to him much.
Not a whole lot. Still kind of getting a feel for everything and everyone, and at most maybe just compliment him on like his strategy and fighting style.
You learn to use everything when you're in the dust. Will be his reply to when you talk to him about his strategy.
Yeah, I just take the dust as being like the battlefield, and if there's some deeper meaning to it, I don't pick up on it.
Now smile. He actually is Greek. He's got a handsome kind of face, curly-ish hair, brown. He kind of like his nose looks to have been broken before. And there's a slight kind of like scar at the edge of his smile.
Yeah, somewhere during the course of the meal too, I would extend gratitude for taking the time to help with this.
And you say it's no problem because they're all after the same thing, and you're helping him as much as he's helping you because you're giving him more experience with different powers. He's only strong and tough. He can't exactly do like to like fight against some people with more fantastical powers is a privilege.
I just kind of like nod in understanding, and would head back into stuffing my face. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I hear Sam warning me about eating too much, but like kind of
He's also stuffing his face, by the way. Like, he has this entire, like, leg of turkey that he's just working on. And we swap over back to Sam. Sam, as you kind of like, we kind of like time snaps back to about 11 o'clock. Actually, no, it's about 12 o'clock, and we kind of see in the coffee shop, Bruja, and meet a thing.
This is a pleasant surprise. I thought it was going to be Apollo.
Yeah, pleasant surprise indeed. And she's just kind of just like working her way around like a mocha. So what's his deal?
Oh, the person who just ran out?
Yeah.
A new teammate. He's very enthusiastic when it comes to heroes.
Green. I'd say extremely green.
Yeah. 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 He just kind of like sighs and rubs his temples thinking about how much he had to put that green guy through. And it's like, man, I shouldn't have done like half the things I did in front of him.
She just shrugs her shoulders at that, kind of like leans back against like the window table she's sitting in, realize she's at the window table and she's talking to you from across the room, and then like saunters over. Leans on like the glass cabinet with like the baked goods in it.
Anyways, it's a pleasant surprise to see you here. Usually, I mean, haven't really seen you since we last talked.
Yeah, no, I got curious about what was happened to the Chico de Sol.
He just kind of blinks and takes a minute to process what that means, because it's been a hot second since I've taken any Spanish.
Boy of Sun.
Yeah, I got there. It just took a while. It's like, well, I did get, you know, even for me, this yesterday was insane, which is an impressive feat. And
Oh.
yeah, I almost got put in a prison death match.
Ooh. Oh, I've heard about those.
Yeah, I don't know how they got a hand on. Was it like the piece of Tartarus, right? That we were stuck in. I can't remember the exact details. Yeah, a piece of Tartarus, but well, apparently, me with the help of my group is the first person to ever break out of it without having to kill the other guy.
How'd you do it? I mean, there's been theories about it, but no one's exactly ever lived it not long enough to pull it off.
Well, I would like to say I did something smart, but at the end of the day, I just realized some things you gotta brute force, and I focused all my power in ripping a hole through it, which provoked a response of a golem being created to try to protect its the integrity of the space, which we then fought and broke through.
How big?
To get out. How big was it?
Like, basically, you know the Earth Titan from like Hercules, like Disney's Hercules? Or like a Jaeger?
Granted, I don't remember exactly the scale of the size of the creature anymore. I just remember it was big.
It was like 50 stories tall and 50 stories
boy.
away.
Wow, holy shit, that fight was insane. The size of that creature did not process. Yeah,
Yeah, he spent half of that fight in the crater he came out of. Or was, it wasn't 50, it was like 30 stories. Sorry.
Okay, that's still intense, but slightly less. He's like, I have like around 30 stories high.
Jesus. And she kind of just like she puts her tongue back into her mouth for a second, kind of like looks it around. Sorry, that kind of burned. 30 stories tall golem. What did it? Okay, so you brute forced it. Like you tried to brute force the lock. Was there a lock? I don't think there's a lock in a piece of Tartarus.
No, I literally just tried to rip a hole in the atmosphere. In hindsight, it's kind of amazing that it even worked.
I mean, yeah. I mean, those things were made by the gods to kill another god. Or at least to put them away. No, they were made for Titans originally, to put them in a place. And none of them have gotten out since, so...
He shrugs and smiles, and he's like, well, isn't it the job of a disciple to one-up their master?
And she smiles and goes, yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, man. Nothing like the endless, quiet evils that I can always sense when I talk with Bruja. I'm just like, I feel like there is an evil connotation in here that I'm just choosing not to listen to. He's like, yeah. Oh god, what was? Man, I'm like, I remember bits and pieces, but I'm having such a hard time remembering the particulars because it's been a while. What was the name of the person we're facing? The mother of lycanthropy, right?
Yeah. But she has a different name to it. Give me a second as I look through my notes. Found her.
What's her name?
Well, you don't know the name because you haven't exactly looked up the name of this woman yet. It's extremely hard. But I know she's the mother of lycanthropy, and the another title they commonly use for her is the Witch of Arcadia.
Yeah, he'll ask Bruja. Oh, by the way, do you know someone by the name of the Witch of Arcadia?
And we just see you look into the casket and you know that all of your cookies have now just been molded over.
Yeah, that's about fair.
And she looks at that and goes, I'd fix that if I were you. And yeah, I know of the...
You don't have to say it again, I'm pretty sure.
I'm trying to find a word for force you speak of.
Do you know anything in particular? Because she's the one who put me in there, and now I have to deal with her.
Ooh, turning against my own. A little bit soon, don't you think?
He just shrugs. He's like, well, we all find our own ways to one-up the standard, right?
Ooh, roll provoke.
Oh man, something I'm not good at. Oh, I have a +1. That's not the worst. I have a question.
Yes.
Does this qualify as an action that impresses my love?
Yes.
Awesome. I don't think I have influence over her. No, I don't. Okay. I still failed.
And she smiles at you and go, I'm not yet ready to move, but you know who would have some great information is if you went to the little magic department you have there, go up to the big boys table and ask them how they handle a special kind of hoe.
He just kind of flushes immediately. Wait, what?
Honestly, what I call her is a hoe because get it, gardening. That's her.
He kind of like it's like, oh yeah. Wow. Sorry. He's just kind of like, wow. I don't know if it says more about me or the life I live that I took the other word first.
I mean, it could also be a double entendre. You don't know her history.
I don't. He just kind of coughs. He's like, well, anyways, I guess. Do you know if it's possible to? Is she the kind of being that you
Put in a piece of Tartarus?
Yeah. Do you have to seal them, or if you take them out, will they be gone and then just come back in like a couple centuries? It's really hard to tell those kinds of beings. Because I have one very stupid, dangerous, and flashy idea.
Well, last of us that died ended up summoning a sea monster through her suicide portal. Well, not suicide portal, but trade your soul, get another soul, brought in this humongous ass monster, and that's how Chosen died.
Huh.
Well, so it's finicky and it depends on the person.
Okay, but was that like an auto response, or did they actually have to do something to cast that?
Do I look like I passed high school?
Yes.
No, I'm a dropout. Being in my profession and school don't exactly, and she makes kind of crosses over with both fingers, crossing over motions with her two, her right index finger and right middle finger.
Yeah, it's like what I guess what I mean is that if I restrain her ability to act, will something like that still happen?
Well, depends if she's already enchanted herself or against such a measure, or if she's even still mortal, or if what you get is her actual body, or if it's a clone, or if it's just her spirit, or... Listen, we pull every trick in the goddamn book.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out whether I should do what I have in mind, because I'm going to, in many ways, flip the table. I'd rather her be out of the game than not, because she'll be really mad at me.
Who is she?
The person we're talking about in question.
Oh.
If it doesn't get rid of them, it's going to hurt to an unbelievable level.
I would go for unimaginable.
Alright, well, if I do it, you'll know.
Oh, trust me, I'll know. Probably exactly at that moment. And she kind of looks off and go, well, Solar Panel, it's been nice talking with you, but I got things to do. Candy to steal from babies. charms to create, drugs to take.
Kind of rolls his eyes and says, "Well, before you go," and he kind of puts down a cup. "Here's some actual coffee that you should drink."
You're going to spoil me. And she picks it up, drinks it, smiles, and walks out.
That went well. I learned some new information.
And so we transition to night of day 1. Also, I said, yeah, 1, 2. Okay, yeah, no, I got it. But no, but if it's 1, 2, okay. So I accidentally went over. I said it's happening in 48 hours, and I'm giving you 5 actions when it's really happening in. When I said it's 48 hours, so that means you would have 3 actions. So it's night or evening. Your evening action. So you guys have 2 more. Well, you guys are going to have 3 more actions before the fight comes, or what you suspect to be the fight coming. So rock and roller, you're looking for help with fireworks, and I think.
I mean, yeah, if someone of you guys want to help the rock and roller to do that.
I mean, Eddie is a slightly smart individual, and I was going to have him roll up on rock and roller today.
Oh yeah, cool.
All right. So we'll get into like kind of a joint action.
Hell yeah.
So, you guys assisting each other will probably make things go either twice as fast or twice as good.
Or twice as slow and horrible.
Or twice as slow and horrible.
I like that option because it means more bad things will happen.
I don't like the way you're thinking.
You're already armed with about 10 tetanus arrows.
I am. This is a true statement. Now hear me out here. What if all of those hit his teammates?
Fun things would happen. Like fever.
Hell yes. But yeah, anyway, all memes aside, Eddie is 100% rolling up, because they went to Rock and Roller's like big ass mansion, right? Or whatever.
We had the CEO's big mansion, I think, right? Or was it the HR guy? It's whom's mansion are we finding?
Oh, you're going to the guy's wake house.
Yeah.
Man, which is kind of like a mansion.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, don't worry. Eddie's about to ask for multiple war crimes to be built, probably. Because remember how Rock and Roller said that he'd help finance the construction of a couple of Eddie's arrows?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a few things that aren't arrows that he also wants built, not as like shitty prototypes.
And so you guys meet up at the Lakeland place. Mr. Swinson is just sitting on his porch drinking like lemonade out of like this humongous glass container.
And he's got a giant fucking duffel bag over his shoulder.
And he looks to you, and then we see like Rock and Roller pull up with the miniature like skyscraper of fireworks. And he goes, "Oh boys, you're doing great already. I love the direction we're going in. What's the plan?"
I have a lot of blueprints and prototypes with me.
Show me everything you got.
Oh no, you don't. Oh no, fuck you, Rock and Roller. You don't know what you've just This is out of character. You don't know what you've just unleashed. Anyway.
Show me the most dangerous ones first. The ones that are in danger to blow up the villa as well.
I don't have anything that can do that. But
then draw me some right now.
Like Mr. Swinson was getting really excited and then deflated when he said, "I don't have that," and then got really excited again.
I have some designs, but I don't have any prototypes because I don't have money.
Dude, money's not an issue anymore, and just
anyway.
I mean, just plainly by the law, I owe you some because of those here, and I pull out the first like Bodkid Funko Pop.
Motherfucker, has he seen these before?
I told you that he would make Funko Pops of the his teammates.
Hey, as he pulls that out, Eddie dumps out the bag, and it's just a lot of blueprints that are just intangible levels of technobabble nonsense. And then just there are a couple little prototypes, including but not limited to. Oh god, fuck! Where's my? I have a folder of some of these. Hold on. One of them is just, if you guys know Michael Reeves, the YouTube guy.
No.
Oh, just imagine a device that exists solely to shine a laser in your eye. Just an incredibly high-powered laser. Now imagine there's an airsoft gun tied to it that has a servo that immediately fires upon recognizing a face.
Ooh, lasers. You go for like the purple type of concept, I see.
No, it's just good for prototyping, so I can see that it's actually aiming without having to get shot in the face by BBs.
That's just what I said. Deep purple, man. Have you seen the light shows?
No, I've never been to a concert.
Man, we have to change this after today.
Anyway, and then he like goes to like pulling out a bunch of he specifically has two big folders full of blueprints. One of them labeled gadgets, the other one labeled arrows. He's going straight for the arrows one.
All right.
And he rips it open, and he just asks, gadget or explosive?
Explosives.
Okay, and then he shuffles through it for a little bit and pulls out three very fun things. One is just a normal like explosive arrow, which is essentially it's more ornate than this. I can't find my folder on these, so I'll find that and then I'll explain it better later. But essentially, just imagine a mini fragmentation grenade in the place of an arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first one. That's the first one that he has. I'm speaking out of character right now because just for the sake of explaining. The second one he has literally is just a war crime. It's a war crime. That's all I can explain about it. It's literally a shotgun shell tied to the top of an arrow that is specifically made to. It's got the arrowhead still on it, and it is specifically made to blow up the arrowhead once it's or blow up the shotgun shell once the arrowhead has penetrated the body of the target.
Well, you can only use those against like robots and weird like regenerating shapeshifters, right?
That sounds exactly what we're up against.
Oh no, I'm getting some alerts. Somebody's not enjoying what the. That's not how laws work. Perfect. And the third one is just straight up. It's just straight up an EMP grenade, essentially. It's just an EMP arrow, is all it is.
Oh, I thought it was a nuke, but that's cool too.
I wish.
Wait, you went up against the shotgun arrow, but when he decided to get nuclear, or when you think he was going to get nuclear, that's when you decided to hole up.
Hey man, do you think Eddie understands nuclear physics well enough to accurately?
No, he's looking at R&R.
Oh.
Like, I just need to understand that.
Oh, I was gonna say. Keep in mind, these are incredibly detailed blueprints. I'm just explaining them badly for the sake of time.
Alright.
Also, do you think Eddie, a teenager, would understand nuclear dynamics or nuclear engineering? I don't fucking know what it's called. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot who plays a smart person. can't yet.
Well, pick up one of those, and then you help me build up my concert here, and we can build on
Wait,
one of.
concert?
Yeah. And I point to all the stuff I brought.
So just pyrotechnics?
Dude,
Seems like it.
Those are really easy. I did those in middle school when I was really hoping that I would get some fire powers.
well, we can adjust that.
No, I don't. I after them.
Dude, rock and roll is gonna do the rest. Just trust me. Just needs to look cool. The destructive power, that comes from our hearts, and I put my finger on your chest. If you just believe hard enough, it can blow up anything.
So wait, are you trusting in the tonnage of the explosive you have, or your heart's willpower?
One a bit of A, one a bit of B.
Okay, good. I was getting worried.
Yeah. Alright. So yeah, I guess me and Bodkid's gonna build
Yeah, so you
together.
guys start making freaking
Hello, I'm back.
the two of you start making, basically you start trapping the place with and making it into have a concert with traps. Can you roll me either Freak or Superior to complete this?
I rolls.
Hey, you should
The
roll on
power
this.
is here.
Well, that's a good thing. I was gonna
So
say
Rock and
I-
Roar, after going through rage and now this is like second nature to you. As you make this kind of basically you make a center row of pyrotechnics, but that is accentuated by the goddamn landmines you and Eddie put down.
the landmines. I like this. You are realizing that Eddie is in fact a sadist.
You basically made IEDs out of fireworks.
Yes. As I said, don't go in Eddie's room. You will die.
And so
If you
Mr.
go in Eddie's,
Swainson is just sitting there, just like he followed you, like he brought his like foldable chair with him and the lemonade.
and he is immediately regretting that decision.
Yeah, and I just wipe the sweat off my helmet. Alright, now we play some in the building too.
Whoa!
No, you do not.
Wait, why not?
No.
The plan was to blow it up too, right?
No.
I remember.
No. Do not do
That's
that.
exactly what Sam said to me.
Do not do that. We will die. I will die. I have no power. I don't know if you have like some like anti-explosives up, but I am a normal human being. I will die.
You don't have to be in the building when I blow it up.
Knowing my luck with this team, last time that I can barely remember because I had a fucking panic attack when I went home. I will die because I have horrible luck with this team.
Look, it's gonna be my fault anyway.
But believe in me, who believes in you, who thinks you're going to die.
No, I do not.
And Mr. Swainson's just like has this humongous like dick ass smile on his face.
All right.
We can put some of my turret if you want to go back and fund the construction of some of those turrets that I was showing you, the ones with the lasers, except for replace the BB guns with some kind of crossbow or something, so it fits my... Actually, no, some crossbows. Something like that, so it fits my archer aesthetic. We can put those inside, and then nobody walks in front of them. That will probably work out somewhat well. But we are not putting explosives inside the building.
God damn it, and I thought you were cool, man. Well.
I just also not dying. I just also like not dying in a fiery mess.
Everyone dies someday.
Yeah, you might as well go out with a bang.
Yeah,
Big,
I am-
gigantic bang.
I am
humongous bang.
That's
I am
rock and roll,
16,
man.
I am 16. I am not dying yet.
Perfect age to die for a rockstar, man.
No, that's
Isn't that how
27.
Kurt Cobain went?
No, he
Yeah,
died at
with
27.
24.
Rockstars. No, this is the thing. The 27 club. You die at 27. That is it. Not 16. It is 27. You are 11 years off.
Alright, fine. You got so much leftover
But
experience.
in 11 years, we're going to blow up the house with you
Yeah.
inside of it. Is that
Don't no.
I never said that you would be inside of it. It doesn't even have to be anyone around. And no enemy, no foe.
I don't think we're supposed to blow up the building.
Yeah, Sam probably doesn't want that. Oh well.
But then again, Sam's Sam's a G-man from the stiffest man in the universe.
Man. Alright.
Hey, Sam. He has his moments where he's like, you're allowed to cut loose. For example, he would have stated, if short of blowing up the building, since there's not going to be people around and we have the permission of the owner, you're allowed to do as you will. Just please, let's try to keep. If you have to kill him, then you do what you got to do. But let's not make that the default setting.
Of course,
Rockroller never said anything about killing, he just said something about blowing up the house.
You put fucking landmines on the ground.
Technically, they're IEDs.
To be fair, those are Eddie's design too.
Well, Sam's trying to shtup a supervillain. Does he really have the moral high ground anymore?
Yeah, the guy who's trying to do that with the villain says less crazy shit than the guy who doesn't do anything with villains. We all know who has the moral high ground here.
Hey man. To be fair,
I don't
Eddie
even
doesn't have
consider this person humane anymore. They're just like a monster.
To be fair, Eddie doesn't have any powers. He has to level the playing ground somewhere, and how he does that is with IEDs.
Alright, we're done here. Well, thank you a lot.
Oh wait, can we go back and build some of the other arrows?
Oh
I-
yeah.
I
Which
kind of
one,
want
the shotgun one or the EMP one? Because I'm saying the EMP one is going to be basically useless in this case.
Oh, I was gonna say the shotgun one.
No, that's just Mr. Swainson talking.
Oh, I mean, he was going to go for the shotgun one anyway because that one is just more destructive.
Great.
And it's more fodder for no powers, not nearly enough training.
So,
16-year-old Archer built arrows that go against the Geneva Convention. Don't worry, he's got more. You didn't see the gadgets folder. You just saw the explosives folder. The gadgets folder is when the actual war crimes come in. Don't worry. Wait until you find the mustard. Wait until you meet the mustard gas arrow.
Waterboarding arrow, go!
in the shape of a torture device.
He just shoots an arrow and actually just straight up fucking makes Guantanamo Bay.
Oh man.
No, but out of the...
What the fuck, man? He's just a kid. Why is he doing all this scary shit? At least Rock and Roller is like supposed to be all about anarchy and like going. So it made sense that he took it the unnaturally far degree of like exploding.
Not here, buddy. Not
Hey,
here.
you want me to justify my character's actions? I can. I actually can justify my
Not
I want
here.
to hear what the justification for slowly becoming a murderer is.
Oh, I've said it. It's because he doesn't have any power, so he has to level the playing field somehow. And that the way he levels the playing field is war
He's
crimes.
killing people.
Look, man. These guys are villains. They probably have some kind of power that'll
If
make
I
them
can't
not
have
die.
powers, no one can have powers.
If I can't have powers, the people with powers aren't allowed to have lives.
Why am I the guy again who turns into a villain in the future?
Bodkid wasn't here.
Yeah, he wasn't there yet.
Like Bodkid is clearly the actual secret villain mastermind behind this entire fucking game.
He's literally gonna grow up to be that guy in The Incredibles.
Honestly, probably. He's got a kind of similar backstory, let's be real.
But you didn't get disappointed, so.
Yeah. Anyway, out of the gadgets. Anyway, out of his gadgets folder, if he could get a second arrow, he's probably gonna go for just the fucking net arrow, which is exactly what you think it is. It's just a net that fucking gets shot out of an arrow, for catching things.
So due to the pyrotechnics, and you can make shotgun arrows to help enough to make that.
Hell yeah.
You can have that or the net arrows.
I'm gonna go with the shotgun arrows because those sound like they'll cause more chaos in game.
Net waste with neuro poison, of course. You know what? Why don't we just create an arrow that just generates cancer in the body?
Hey, to be fair, the actual next thing in that folder of mine was literally just a net arrow that also. I was really tempted to ask if I could take a battery from that GW because. Hey man, if he's accurate enough with that net arrow. No, but then I was really tempted to ask if I could take the battery out of that VW thing, because the next one was literally just the net arrow, but it also had electricity in it.
Oh.
It was just a shock net.
Oh my god.
Y'all thought Eddie was a goody two-shoes, and he is. He's also just a little bit of a psychopath. Don't let him have powers.
And that's where we leave the scene is now Eddie has tetanus arrows, normal arrows, and then shotgun arrows.
And a plunger arrow.
And one plunger arrow.
Wait, you don't think Johnson knew all about this? This is why.
Why me? Why me? Why does he do this to me? Why does he do this to me? Every single person has all I have in the goody two-shoe realm that's not trying to commit a war crime is traveling.
I imagine, Johnson picks these people, sticks them with you, because of all of the teen heroes out there, he knows that you have the fortitude to keep them in line and withstand it, because they're all fucked in the head and you're pretty stable.
Oh my God, out of the many people that have been in the Calamity, there's only been 2 now that have not committed a war crime. Or an international law problem, like when Verification decided to fucking attack an HR director, let's not talk about the time where he almost wanted to fucking plasma lance through the asphalt into the sewers, which would have been a definite war crime. Man, our group's so unbelievably dangerous.
No, he did plasma lance into the sewers, didn't he? He just
No.
the buildings.
Yeah, just
Hey,
not
to be
through the
fair,
buildings.
He was gonna go
To
through
be
the
fair, the
buildings.
chances that
Yeah,
Eddie's
he's gonna go
actually
through an
ever
entire
gonna,
fucking building in broad daylight.
to be fair, the chances that Eddie's actually ever going to use these arrows on a normal person in this fucking game is astronomically low. He's probably going to kill a bird with a shotgun arrow is what's going to happen.
The thing is dude, that's an arrow that if you hit Bastion with it, he would die. He's not.
It's literally. Have you guys played Warhammer 40k?
Yes.
It's
Yes,
just a
yes.
bolter arrow. That's literally what it is. It's a
much,
bolter
yes.
arrow. It's a
so
bolter
good.
arrow.
That's why I'm allowing it.
Dog, if you
Oh my God,
hey,
dog. Let me
this
tell
is
you
from
about
Warhammer 40k, that means you have a problem. Because that's not a setting where anything from it belongs in a teenage kids!
That's exactly where you need it. I need Eddie to now become the Emperor of Mankind.
He'll do it.
He's on
Watch.
track.
Simple. He kills all the supers and anybody smarter than him, and then he's the king. Done.
Welcome to the Man Emperor of Mankind. So, Traveler, or Bastion. It took me like 5 years to remember your hero name, Travis. What do you want to do during nighttime?
I figure at this point, returning to the lake house, that's when I'll try to get a lay of the land, look for strategic points to either hide out in or dangerous places to potentially try to port things into to delay or hurt them or things like that.
Okay, maybe I should have listened to this because you're probably going to be showing up in the middle of their minefield laying. Or right when Eddie has all of his shotgun arrows. We'll say that you just got out of like medic bay from taking the amount of punishment you got from Hopwite. Bastion, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, Apollo promised to come today, so
Oh, true.
he's fucking late again.
Okay then, so we'll do you before we have Traveler enter the whole scene of Rock and Roller and Eddie in the mansion.
Side note, God bless my great Girl Scout is now here to fucking be there to tell me what is happening.
I'm sorry, just imagine the idea of in the far-flung, war-torn future we have Traveler going door to door with Girl Scout cookies.
But like all independently made. We aren't corporate slaves.
Yeah, they're home baked. Any case, they're not even in boxes. They're just with like plastic storage bags with like Sharpie written on what they are.
Boxes for the man. Do you know where cardboard comes from?
Any case, you Bastion, you're sitting there kind of like waiting. It ticks on and on after she leaves, and it's about 7 o'clock when we see Apollo show up in like this kind of like white business suit that kind of like accentuates the fact that his skin is just glowing gold and brightly.
Looks up. Apollo.
All right, kid.
Yep.
Let's get to our first parent-teacher conference.
Sure. He kind of just like, I assume we're gonna want to talk about what happened yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic fucking job. Brilliant use of your team there. Brilliant.
Yeah, he's like he nods. And he's like they're good people, but why was that even there?
What, the piece of Tartarus?
Yeah.
You know the people we're playing against. They're like millennia old, kid. Hell, I was just as surprised as you are. Either every kind of piece of Tartarus is now either up in Olympus or, part magma now, because it's magma. It's in the earth, and it ain't gonna come out for another couple thousand years before it can be re-put together again into another piece, but that's another thing. And that's if someone knows it's that exact piece of magma. Or a quantity of magma.
Yeah, I just never expected to see something that belonged to Zeus in a office.
Technically belongs to the Big Three in general. But yeah, no, color and it's Jupiter.
Yeah, he would have said Jupiter. That was my fuck up, not Bastion's.
And no, it's understandable considering the man is considerably law and order itself. So, but you did a fantastic job, and That shard is right now getting expatriated to my own personal chariot.
He nods and says, so do you happen to know more about this, the mother of lycanthropy? I'm not going to say her other name because she ruined my cookies.
Yeah, no.
I guess.
Well, you ever get the whole feeling of you say a bad thing and bad thing happen?
Yeah.
Kind of happens with them. That's the whole point of their power, is if you know their true name, either you get accentuated true power over them, or something ultimately bad happens to you. Depends if they're if you have eyesight on them.
So ultimately bad thing is that a batch of cookies went bad?
No, that's if you say their true name. Which, by the way, you would need to spend the next 48 hours researching.
Oh man, if only someone came in the morning, I probably could have done that.
Okay, you already have a head start with the Mother of Arcadia. So if you head to this library, and he kind of like switches you, like pulls up a like Google map and then throws you up to like this old kind of like bookshop / rental library, last of its kind in America at least. You can find them a couple of times in like Bath in England, because it's kind of like that novel thing that tourists fucking like.
Nuts.
Alright, you're gonna look in, obviously, lycanthropy, but there's, you can also go in L with the myth of Lycaon. And if you want to, like, get through that quickly, that's if you want to understand the mythos of this woman. If you want to get to, like, her deep stuff, you need to go into the back. And by the back, you're probably gonna have to go through one of the magic department, which will take a bit of, like, grease rubbing or explaining or persuasion. They're usually not bad people if you have a solid plan on dealing with this woman. I mean, we're talking about their boogeymen. Or boogie women in this case.
It's like, Well, as I said before, I do have a plan.
So you give them that, and they'll probably show you the goddamn book itself, where you can at least where they can at least narrow it down to a couple. And since she's super old, they're either more likely to have it, or you might be crap out of luck. But
I mean, better than what I had earlier. Thanks.
hell yeah. So I'm sorry for not coming in the morning, but I had to fill out all that god awful amount of paperwork for the freaking shard.
Well, I guess we have it now at the very least.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, shit. The five told me to say something to Apollo. I can't remember what it was.
5?
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
You mean like, and he like makes his fingers into a V?
I saw him when I was at a meeting with Johnson.
Oh. Wow, you met Vulcan.
Kind
Kind of funny you met him out of his little volcano forge in Vesuvius, but
Wait,
must be a chair meeting. What?
That was Vulcan?
Yeah. He's not exactly grandeur itself. He's brilliant, but he's not exactly like, you don't exactly like rub divinity off of him, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, man, wow, that was a big lineup for that meeting. I guess you were right, because between him and Animal Kingdom, that's like some of the biggest deals in.
Agency history, yeah. Vulcan's the only one to actually illicitly become a member. And he's been around since... He's been helping before. Well, he's been helping the world since before, humanity got the idea to secretly organize. So, bless his heart.
And I wish I could have properly shown gratitude, I guess, then. It's a pretty big honor to meet another person of our...
Of the hegemony? I mean, of the hegemony. That's what we call ourselves, at least.
He nods.
Or pantheon is your mortal word for it. I mean, if Vulcan didn't explicitly want you to thank him, it's because he explicitly didn't want you to thank him.
I guess you're right.
I mean, he's probably done with the whole, oh, Lord Vulcan, thank you for your blessing. Hey, can I get a weapon of mass destruction to slay my enemies?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of doing that.
Well, I know
Yeah.
the second part, but the first part can, rub the patience a bit thin, so this kind of game is more alluring to him than, hey, my name's Vulcan. Because, I mean, honestly, if you were stuck with Animal Kingdom, Showman, Conquistador, Vulcan, and Johnson, then you basically met everyone who's in charge of the active divisions. Or operational.
You said meetings like these are just every once in a while, or
every once in a while, like every blue moon or something.
Okay, so nothing crazy's happening in the city yet.
It's Halcyon City. Everything's crazy.
I mean, yeah, but there's scales to these things. I mean...
Oh, like world threatening?
Yeah.
And he kind of pouts and goes, I guess not immediately. Especially if they were jovial.
He just kind of stares at him like, Tom, why'd you say that? When you go not immediately, it's like, well, now what the fuck did that? He's internally, he's just like, no, don't go down that path. The more you ask about world-threatening events that are to come, the more you can't sleep at night.
But in any case, I'm real freaking proud of you, man. Processing power on you is insane.
No, I couldn't have done it without you.
Hey, I just gave you the gun. You decide how to shoot it.
You can't help but get the imagery of a gun dealer for divine magic, and that makes him laugh. And he says, well, are you still busy or want a coffee? And...
Alright, but it better live up to the best damn coffee in Halcyon City.
Damn straight it is. I'm making it. He makes a face and walks over to the counter.
And he smiles, and then we kind of swap back over to Traveler. You're live at the scene after getting cleared out of the infirmary from your bout with Hopwite. And you come up on there being multiple kind of slightly you see edges where the ground has been dug up and whatever, and little sticks of warning. And you start seeing you see these two humongous speakers out in the back towards the lake. Actually, no, not towards the lake, towards the front of the house. And inside of it, you can see what looks to be kind of an arrow with an explosive charge in it. He's kind of just marveling at it, and Rock and Roller kind of laughing, and then off to the side you can just see Mr. Swainson still now towards the bottom of like his lemonade. And he looks at you and goes, "Oh, hey,
Hello.
you have another friend."
I see everyone's doing well.
Oh yeah, we're having fun over here. Do you know anything about explosives, traveler?
Perhaps a little. Do you have any quantum engine cells?
Yeah, I just can't help out with explosive. I'm pretty much improvising over here.
You got
Imagine.
enough for about a cherry bomb at this point.
I'd like to imagine when she's talking like this, she takes like 2 steps forward and like whoa, take a left step. And she's just like, and like just narrowly dodges a landmine you happen to put there.
Yeah.
I saw the markings outside. Landmines, I assume.
Oh yeah. He somehow like fumbled them together with, fireworks, spit, and the dreams of hopes of all the children out there.
So they're more a distraction than a weapon.
Oh no, they're terribly deadly. Probably more deadly than actually produced landmines.
I blame video games.
Yeah. It's especially the hopes and dreams that make them so deadly.
I didn't realize you had the ability to harvest those.
Dude, I'm a rock star. That's my job.
Right.
Still don't get it.
So how are you doing? What do you do for preparations?
Eddie, you're here too.
Oh shit!
I've
Oh, I didn't know I was here.
practicing.
Yeah.
Oh well, Eddie is immediately gonna pull out his his war crimes and just show them off. So just imagine an arrow with what appears to be barbed wire wrapped around it, just behind the arrowhead, about 3 inches deep. And it is very rusty barbed wire, just for reference. And
Well, it wouldn't be barbed wire, it'd be sheet metal.
yeah, I'm just saying it looks like barbed wire for the sake of not having.
I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Illuminati make sure all of their agents are fully vaccinated for every possible thing they have a vaccine for.
Yes, but what
Yes.
about all the other things?
That is part of the part-timer thing is healthcare.
Just making sure.
It's gotta make sure that you're not gonna get tetanus when I inevitably roll a nat 1.
Well, just in her head, she sees that and is just thankful for those vaccines.
And then in his other hand, so he's got that in one hand, and then in the other hand, he's got the actual war crime, but it doesn't look too. It looks kind of weird. It looks like there's a lot of modification gone onto this arrow. And then Eddie points at it with the other arrow and says, "Do not touch this tip. It will hit the firing pin, and it will send shrapnel into whatever it hits."
How stable is that to be in your quiver?
Very. I'm also storing it at arrowhead up so I don't shoot my leg off.
No, this way it only blows his head off.
Correct.
Yeah, that way he can't live with the mistake.
Kid, there's cybernetics, like prosthesis. You can just get a cooler, like, robo-leg knowing these guys.
Man, I was saying that out of character. That's it.
Oh.
No, Eddie wouldn't say that. He's a good boy. He's just a little bit of a psychopath.
A little?
Just a little bit of a sado psychopath.
Yeah, in character, I mean, she's not all that concerned since you're preparing for
Oh yeah, he
war,
also.
basically.
How close are these guys to the minefield, by the way?
Pretty
Or are
much.
they already past it?
I thought we
Nah,
were
we
inside.
probably.
Oh. Well, so they've already passed the minefields. Eddie's
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh yeah, I forgot to give these all to you. And he's gonna, out of his like pack that he's got on his side, he's gonna pull out a couple of maps of the front and be like, here, you need these or you might die.
So I assume the markers are coming down before the enemy arrives.
Yeah, these are literal just the maps he's giving you are literal just maps of the minefield that he and Rock and Roller made.
Right, but whenever I
And-
approached, it was explained that like there were little sticks marking where the mines were.
Yeah.
Well, you've put a lot of time and effort into preparing for the coming battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also got other things in here, but they're a lot less likely to work. Like he passed the pack that's on his side. I've got other things in here, but they might explode if I plug them in.
So how many? She looks at the map and counts how many mines there are. Probably quite a few, I imagine.
Yes.
A lot. Just a lot. That's all Rock'n'Roller's gonna say. He
Right.
probably lost track of the number.
You lost count after 25.
Right. How did you get this much explosives in such a short amount of time?
The
He
power of
looks,
rock and roll.
Eddie just looks at Rock and Roller.
The power of rock and roll and their fans. It's a very, very powerful and destructive force.
Clearly. Well, thank you for
Well,
the map.
we should be done here.
I'm going to go scout the area, try to get a better lay of the land. The map will help me not lose a limb.
On your way back, could you start pulling some of the markers?
Sure.
Alright. Gonna go to Sam, tell him what we did.
Yeah, out of character, I was going to ask. At this point, it's been a few days, Illuminati, all that. Do I have a cell phone or anything?
Yeah, you got a cell phone.
All right.
They're gonna get a text. They're gonna get a text from. They're gonna get a text from Traveler in a little bit, like, I just lost my leg.
No, I'm going to take a picture of the map, and I'm assuming it's like an Illuminati cell phone, encrypted, all that stuff. And text the picture to Sam, basically saying, when you show up, be careful.
So we swap over and we see Sam having coffee with Apollo, and Apollo's talking about basically the kind of like music at this point.
Yeah,
Like especially progressions in music between like what he was used to back in like when he first came to being, and then like now.
yeah, I think Bastion replies like the some stuff he's learned to like rock and roll, and apparently the plans that they have in the working to like eventually go in a band. And I get that text, and I look at my phone. I'm like, what the fuck?
And he goes, "They've been busy."
There's so many.
How did they get a hold of all that?
That's the scary thing. I don't know.
And he looks to you and he goes, you gotta make sure that they don't go into, like, the other side, right? And then, I mean, not, like, obviously evil, but, like, our other side of the aisle.
I'm literally doing all I can. They don't. I wish they would listen. It's just, I guess, when you don't know that there's something that evens the scales, it's easy to forget that payback comes for everything. Kind of just rubs his forehead, and he's just like, I wish I could tell them, but, well, I can't, so. It's just lectures about not. Please don't put. At least they didn't do it where there's people. At least there's not people this time.
Yeah, guys, pretty far off from the next lake house, thank God.
As Mr. Johnson find a way to find, I think, the most dangerous heroes.
Well, he does this because he knows that the threats he needs to take on are the most dangerous thing. He's not the only one who needs to start out with a field of mines to prepare for things. Or I should say, your team isn't the only one who has his own field of minefield.
Man, that is not comforting. It's a miracle this city has not been razed to the ground.
Why do you think Live and Let Live was made in 1968?
Wow. You know, for a brief moment, I thought no one understood my pain, and now I realize there's an entire organization of people like me.
Yeah,
It's just this mess. I don't know how any of them live with it.
I mean, it also helps fund construction company jobs, electrical engineers for laying down more wire, integration of upkeep. I mean, obviously taxes are fucking astronomical thanks to the superhero world, but that actually goes into repair services and making sure that everyone can at least get on the subway and be made sure that they'll be safe from the next hero being shuttled down from the Earth or like shuttled into the Earth.
Yeah. I don't.
Society's still figuring it out, but it's definitely made strides.
Yeah. One day.
I mean, at least it isn't like 1940, where everything was blowing up.
I looked at some files from some of the missions that our organization had to.
Sherman was a goddamn disaster.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he got sent, like, as early as Dunkirk.
I guess I should be thankful. Because just like looking at the stuff again, he gets a message. A shotgun arrow? This can't be okay. He kind of looks at it and he like looks to.
I mean, you're dealing with like monsters and whatever. I mean, as long as you don't use it on like that, should be fine.
I think you also get a text message from Rock'n'Roll that says, "Yo, you wanna get this band thing going? We might die tomorrow."
No one's dying tomorrow. Also, I still gotta investigate the crazy lady. But once I'm done, definitely we can start working out the kinks.
Joey said he found so many rock instruments in hell. Please come soon.
Oh god, we can't use the. He's like, already like, oh fuck. We talked about not grabbing stuff from hell anymore. we burned a hole through Madam Nix's wall last time. I thought I saw death in its most pure form.
I mean,
there's just like a look of like just cold fear at that text.
I mean, Death is technically Joey's big older brother.
Yeah.
Because Madam Nix gave birth to that as well.
No, Sin gave birth to death. Madam Nix gave birth to
Thanatos.
Living fear. Yeah, both of those things, you don't want to break any of their walls. That's when you go, well, it's been a good ride, team, but I'm gonna die.
And then Joey texts you, just make sure Apollo doesn't show up near here. They have a weird relationship, lol.
Yeah, hi, I'm Natural Light. You're the woman who hides in closets and always has her curtains shut. Whatever.
Yeah, she also has a problem with the Zeus family. supposedly.
I mean, we're friends.
The Roman pantheon.
Yeah.
But that's because of age-old enmities when she was actually really 15 release later bad. Like, oh my god. Like, nightmares feel across an entire mountain range of people. At once.
Was pretty mental.
It was absolutely fucking brutal. And so we swap over, and Traveler, Joey, and Eddie eventually have gone to like their relative houses, and you're like sitting in the trees, like looking at places. You roll me an assess.
Me?
No, to Traveler.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, well.
So you're just sitting in the trees, and you're like, where can I put these stuff? And you're like, and then you get distracted because you see an owl go into a hole.
Ooh.
And it's a really cute owl. It's like one of the really smallish ones. Not like the really humongous ass ones that like turn into like a miniature battle drone.
Yeah, I'm just kind of enthralled by it, having never seen one before.
And
Yeah,
you
not
start
in real
hearing
life,
just
at
the
least.
thrum of yeah. And you can start hearing the thrum of the forest, and you see squirrels like chasing each other. And you look up and you see stars, and not even like and you actually see stars, not just the light pollution.
Yeah, watching all this, I'm not even paying any attention to the time. I just I pull out my phone and like just group text to. I don't have Bodkid's number. I don't imagine yet, but the other two, basically just nature is awesome.
Oh.
But I mean, it might be 2 a.m. or whatever. I don't. Like I said, I'm not paying attention to the time when I do it. So.
I mean, hey, Bastion wakes up to that text and probably gets the only heartwarming event of this entire day, where it's just like, oh, it's so nice to see innocence again. After everything above that particular picture is war crime after war crime after war crime into landmine field, and at the very end is just a picture of an owl.
And we see just like a bird just start sitting on like Traveler's shoulder. And you're just sitting there, and you're kind of like just swinging on you swing your legs on a branch as you're just doing this.
I imagine I fall asleep in the tree.
Probably that too after a bit. And then you wake up, and then you see like a bird just nestled in like your hair.
Oh, wow.
I try not to move. I don't want to disturb it till it's ready.
And it sees you, and it just chirps and then flies off. And you kind of like take out the makeshift like twig, like kind of like crown thing out of like your hair, and you like put it to the side or like in a nearby hole. And yeah, you've learned absolutely goddamn nothing except that nature is adorable and kind.
Is Traveler now a Disney princess?
Probably not.
Do you know what?
A Disney princess?
Oh, probably not. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you made 50% progress towards at least Cinderella.
Or if I do know any of them, it's ones that like haven't come out yet.
Yeah, you see the Tron princesses. And
But yeah, I'd get up and
yeah, you wake up, and then your body is absolutely sore because you slept in wood.
and all the fighting and everything else. It was just not a conducive night.
True. So
Yeah, I'd probably head to the house at that point then.
yeah, you go to like you see Mr. Swainson just like in this kind of like fanciful like purple and gold robe, kind of like rolling like around like eggs and like making an omelet, and he sees you through the window and goes, and he the door just opens, and he goes, "Do you want to get a shower?"
Yes. Yes, I do. Thank you.
Second floor up to the right.
Yeah, I head on up for that.
And you notice that there's no order to the house except the kitchen. Like, you see the kitchen, you see spices nicely racked and whatever, but in other places you can just see like a TV room, games in one corner, movies in another corner, and another room there's just music and like vinyls all over the place.
So basically, a very lonely geek got a bunch of money and never had human contact.
Basically. There's also a
Jesus. Man,
Wow, don't call Eddie out like this.
Hell, I'm talking about myself too. Fuck.
I was about to say that is a swing that hits everyone in this call.
Hey, what's your point? I disagree with that because he said had money.
That's true.
You true.
So our dream.
Yeah, you true. God, I wish I was this guy now.
I mean, the whole time I was like, he was describing that, I was like, picturing a poorer version of my apartment.
And he's just you shower. It's very like simple and modern. There's shampoo, conditioner, and body soap.
Yeah, I imagine I just
It's
spent way more time in it than I probably should have under the hot water being so sore and everything.
probably, yeah. But he doesn't mind. By the time you come out, there's just this inevitable wall of like steam that comes out. And he kind of goes, "Do you think I should charge you for bed and breakfast?" And he smiles and just shakes his head and goes, "Charge."
I refrained from asking what the cost would be for helping save his life. And I finally see Sam's text message and just text back that I'm fine.
And so you walk up and you see like two plates of like omelets and kind of like bread with like honey and butter off to the side of it, and orange juice. Actually, not orange juice, but grapefruit juice. Because this guy's not mainstream. Or pineapple. Pineapple is also a choice in this man's house.
I make sure I can partake, and then I partake the hell out of it.
It is great. And he's just seeing you nom on this and goes, "I just want to know, did anyone actually ever teach you manners, or?"
No.
He just nods at that and goes, "Nice to know." Pomegranate is where it's at. I've never had pomegranate juice.
It's good.
It's pretty good.
It's so good.
Bastion has been trying.
All variations of it.
A pomegranate?
Yeah.
I'll have to check it. I mean, honestly, I still think nothing will ever top pineapple juice.
That's a good choice.
That's like, if there's anything I could have to drink the rest of my life, it'd be either Snapple peach tea or pineapple juice.
I'm pretty sure at least some percentage of my bloodstream is just pomegranate blueberry juice. I've had too much of that. Either that or pomegranate grape. It's just different variations of pomegranate juices just pumping through my veins.
In any case, we knock over on the side to travel. What do you do? Well, so we're gonna say what everyone's doing in the daytime, and I'll see if everyone kind of like, if people collide this time.
Yeah,
So this is your second out of 3 actions.
Since nothing. Well, this would be my third. I rolled it for the night one too.
Oh yeah.
But since last night, even though it was great to watch, completely failed at recon, I'm gonna try that again.
Yeah, roll set. Okay, so you're gonna try recon again, and then Eddie and What are you doing?
Oh, Eddie, everybody's favorite mad inventor and scavenger extraordinaire, is scavenging around this place for literally anything else that I can use as fodder for no powers and not nearly enough training.
You will have to do assess.
Hell yeah, I'm mildly okay at that. Nat 2. Oh hey, that's a hit.
You get a hit of something, and then rock and roller. What are you doing?
This point, probably like maybe talking to my mentor a little bit, getting some advice.
Okay, and
Rather
then
than getting more and more famous.
Bastion.
I'm gonna go investigate that bookstore and try to get some just get into that deep lore on this woman.
Awesome.
Now I gotta think of something that Eddie could take as another fucking arrow.
And yeah, so just an ice pick arrow. Watch the Mario movie, yes. You know the fucking quiz where they give out money if you got to like all 12 questions or whatever?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck would you use that arrow?
The GQ people. Maybe you're just extremely angry because you lost that day and you're like, Cameron, I want to go after GQ people. And I'd be like,
The GQ
straight-
arrow. The GQ arrow. It's just an arrow, but you shoot somebody right in the frontal lobe so they can't answer any of the questions again anymore.
Oh, you took a scary place once again. Man, we got. Let's. Why does it always got borderline kill people?
But it doesn't.
In the same way that Batman doesn't kill people in Arkham City. I've seen the way they fucking bounce before they. Like, that dude can't swim. He's not even awake.
But if I turn on detective vision, it says he's unconscious. So obviously he's fine.
Alfred
Yeah,
clearly put that
the-
setting in no matter what, so Bruce wouldn't be demoralized and keep fighting crime.
Yeah, the detective version is also another word for just the Bruce's psychosis.
Yeah, like Bruce is forever.
Detective vision. He's like,
They're just
"Ooh,
sleeping
Bruce
like my
is on."
parents do.
Oh man, that's so depressing.
Well, in any case, we're gonna start. Traveler, you fail again. You see another squirrel enter its home in like the tree, and you're walking through, and then you see like a deer, just in the distance, and then like another deer, and then another, and they just keep stacking up till like we see this kind of like triangle made out of deers.
Yeah, at this point, I imagine when everybody does finally show up, I'm just running around chasing little small woodland creatures.
Yeah, and eventually you stop one time because one of like a rabbit gets on a freaking landmine.
No!
But it's not heavy enough to set it off.
This is true.
Oh, thank God.
Dude, man, don't do this.
Yeah, I just had to stop and wait until it leaves. Then once it's clear of the landmine, to start chasing again.
The world, the entire future just shifts one step closer to the brighter one.
And then we just see like Swain sitting off in the distance just with like a cup of coffee just swerving at it and go, wow, these kids.
One day that rabbit will save the president.
I know this. I'm in the future.
What the fuck has the session become to?
Oh boy, man. It's become to Cameron gets a couple of good jokes in before he has to go to work.
We always hear this is
But in
always what
any
it gets
case,
like.
I think this is a nice break from, hardcore railroading.
It's pretty fitting. The character I made for another game earlier this week's a talking hippo. And
Okay, hold on, folks. Let's not get into this.
We're about to go too deep.
We're getting too off track here.
I just love how this entire session has just been everybody realizing that Eddie isn't a little psychopath.
Okay, so that's Traveler. We get to Eddie next. Eddie, you find the car again.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh god! Are you sure about this?
Why do you think I mentioned it? So you pop inside the hood and you see the engine, and it's heavily modified. There's actually some things you've seen that inside of a VW engine. Like, you go around and it's actually going throughout the entire car, this engine. The suspension system's weirdly jacked to be able to move into any kind of sort of place.
This man. So you're telling me that Eddie just found a VW capable of going mudding, is what you're saying?
Mudding wouldn't even go half of it. You see air pressure, what looks to be nitrous fuel tanks on each of the bloody freaking tires.
Oh god. Is there gas in the tank, and are there keys?
No and no.
Oh no.
Off to the side, you just see this guy in this kind of railroad worker's hat, just sitting off by a shack.
Oh, this poor man. Oh, you're gonna turn Eddie not lawful good. Or is this... It's just some dude there?
Yeah.
Is there... Oh god, stop doing me like this. Stop doing me like this. Okay, stop it.
I'm not
Actually,
you're the one that's doing this by
you
yourself.
don't know the history behind this car.
Oh, see, I was gonna say that if he can't find any keys, and if there was no gas in this, Eddie was just gonna straight up try to steal the nitrous tanks.
Oh, they're ruptured. They're useless.
Rip.
You're seeing the history of this car.
Oh, this thing is just absolutely smashed.
It's taken it looks like it's been through the end of the world and back.
I like it. And there's just a dude there?
Yeah, and he's just sitting there just drinking from a water bottle.
Eddie's just gonna be I'm assuming Eddie's in hero costume at this point, or because I'm assuming everybody's just about to get ready for this thing to shoot to pop off, right? Or is that still a ways away?
It's basically tonight.
All right. I'm gonna say that he's not in it, but he's got it back.
You're 11 o'clock.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Eddie's not in his costume yet, but he's got it. He's got it at the ready. But yeah, he's gonna walk up to this guy, just do that whistle. I can't whistle. I'm sorry, but he's gonna do that whistle of just wheel, and be like, so what's the deal with that bug?
I don't know. Got towed in one day. It was blown to shit.
Does anything still work on it?
No. Why do you think they dumped it here?
Does the do the shocks or anything work?
I don't know.
Would you mind if I took?
Got a 50?
I got 30.
Okay, if you can get that thing running, I'll accept the 30.
Wait, I'm just trying to get the shocks out of it.
The shocks?
I'm just trying to take the shocks, my man.
Oh. Then yeah, 30 will definitely do for the shocks.
Right. Eddie passes the shocks, and he's immediately going, or passes the 30, and he's immediately going for the shocks. He's immediately trying to take them shocks out. He's under the car.
Yeah, so it takes you a long ass time. Roll freak.
Yeah. Oh boy, roll freak. Fucking Christ. And it's not that hard to take shocks out of the car. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get shocks, and under the sign, you kind of just see, you get to this point where you get into, like, the bottom of the vehicle, and then you kind of just see, like, this little, like, off to, like, the side, like, underneath, like, the passenger, bin, or where the passenger bin, bin, like, door, like, opening is. It's, like, it's broken open, and you see it, and then there's just this little plate, and you, like, take your thumb, and you, like, squeegee it a little bit, and, underneath is just this little message of keep her safe, and then there's V.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh god. So it's just like, is it in, did you say it's inside the car or like under the car?
Yeah, it's like inside the car, because you take away the shocks, you're like rolling through everything like super quick. You get actually into the underside of the vehicle through like the floor. The floor is like, there's holes and whatever, so it doesn't take that long.
And just there's a note that says
pop
keep
it open.
There's just a
and you
note
have to,
that
like-
says keep her safe.
Huh?
There's just like a note, or there's just like a thing that says
It's
keep
like
her
a
safe.
plaque.
Oh.
It's
Well,
like a miniature plaque, like right like below the handle. Or like
Eddie's,
right above
Eddie's
the handle.
immediately calling rock and roller. That's it. He's calling rock and roller.
Yeah, he picks up. Hello.
Yo, dude, get to me right now. I just found the most tricked out bug ever. This thing's got nitrous. It's got everything, dude. Get here.
Damn,
Get here, dude.
that's even better than my scooter.
If we can get this thing running, it's gonna be awesome.
I'm getting there right now. Yeah, making my way there.
Alright, sorry, my mom keeps walking in.
No, it's fine.
I
And
know.
so we see rock and roller, like you just see this kind of like Eddie on top of like this busted ass VW that looks like it had a mountain like of explosives dropped on it, and it's like dented and like pitted and whatever, and you see him on top of it just smiling like a madman.
Oh my god, that's a real bat out of hell.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think I have some books back home about how to fix up cars. If we can get this thing out of here, I bet I can get this thing up and running pretty quick.
So do you want to take me up on that deal, kiddo?
I don't...
What do you want for it?
If you throw in another $20, I'll keep it safe for you.
Sure. But pick up $20. There you go.
And
Yeah,
he's
you
still
hand
taking
it
the
to
shocks, by the way.
Yeah,
He
no,
does-
he gets it. He goes, obviously you need to get for parts, but you can feel free to scrounge around for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Do you continue just looking at the car?
Yeah, he's gonna keep searching through for anything else.
So yeah,
I
you
don't
see
think
the
it's okay.
handle, like the handle is actually like what controls the car, like the entire system, that's still in one piece. And like you're like taking a look at the metal, and it's like you haven't seen anything like this. That's the thing. The second thing is all the weird compartments.
Oh, Eddie's going through all of those.
There's just holes where things could be guns. One thing has this like weird kind of like humongous triangle. You see, you open up one and you can see like what looks to be a very old, like decades old, first aid kit.
Oh my
That's just
god.
empty.
Eddie, did we find the Green Hornet or something?
God, I hope. And after Eddie realizes that there's nothing else in this car, he's like, I'm gonna make some more fun out of these shocks.
and
I bet I know what I can do with these.
like right before you close the kind of like you're like looking into the trunk, and but up above you can see like this circle with just this what looks to be like kind of like it looks like this, and then like you see it like this, and you just see like that and that, and then just that. Like I'm sorry, but the circle is supposed to like encompass it a bit more, and that's what you see like just toasted inside the back.
Sorry, what?
We should look for this sign.
Oh, so there's a sign in the truck?
Yep.
Yeah, there's like a.
Oh, it's that thing?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie's gonna whip out his phone, take a picture of that real quick, and just make a mental note to keep an eye out for that thing.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to move on to like 30 minutes earlier. Rock and Roll, you're at the mansion again, or actually no,
Yeah.
you're at your mentor's music shop.
Yeah. Man, things are getting wild lately. Like even more crazy than usual.
That means it's getting better.
I know. I kind of even enjoy that when I'm sane, but I'm starting to feel that I'm kind of losing control over the suit.
The suit?
You know how it is without proper training. It's insane. It's like the mask of Jim Carrey.
True. Very true. And
Oh,
sometimes you just gotta like the suit's like your crazed like coked up bandmate that you have to just beat the crap out of to get in line. And you have to send it to rehab, and then it comes back, and then once again you're on like tour again, and it's amazing. And then you only drink Pepsi with him for the rest of your life.
yeah, but you at least had proper training of someone who built that thing.
This is very true. So what you need to do is we need to get you talking to the suit.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Did we like decide a name for him?
For him,
Yeah. Should we
I
just call him JP?
you mean JB?
JB, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay. JB, I mean, without Bowie, how I'm supposed to learn how to deal with this thing?
Well, you just have to remember the man, the musician, his music, his higher calling, and then you have to talk to this. You have to commune with the suit, and you have to say, "I am your new partner. Together we can do something great." And you hold out your hand and you say, "You want to make music again?" And then the suit will hopefully just be like, "Sure, man."
Yeah, you say hopefully a lot.
Yeah, because we're talking about. It's not exactly like Planet Popstar where everything's subservient to its masters and everything's just like grandiose and we hit free keys and then it's music. No, we're talking about rock and roll. We're talking about the beating of a drum. This is elemental shit.
I know, JB, but I have to face her like in a bit. She's preparing a tour. And when things come to it, I don't know if I can handle it. And the original rock and roll, he's not really trusting in me either, right?
Kid, fuck what the old man has to think. Alright? He's old.
Alright.
Alright? He's from a different generation. He has no idea what the struggle you have or what the music you have in your heart is. All he knows is that it's new and it's powerful.
All right. I will try my best.
You play that music to Planet Pop Store, and I swear to God, whatever they have will not even compare.
All right. If you say that, if you trusted me like that, then it must be true.
He goes,
Thanks,
of course.
Thanks, JB. Can I give him like an awkward hug?
Yeah, he also kind of like takes it and goes, now Ian, you go out there and you kick ass and you take names.
I will do.
And if the suit kind of like starts going insane on you, you kick its ass and you take its name.
All right.
But try communing with it first, because we don't exactly want to start off an abusive relationship with our partners.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's how you get to drinking Pepsi all your life.
Okay. There seems to be a bigger story behind your words, but okay, I got it.
And you like walk out of the store, and then we kind of like circle back, and you're just like staring at this V-dub.
Yeah.
This V-dub, which has an unspoken amount of whatever to it. Stories. Something.
Yeah.
And now we get to Bastion. Bastion, you arrive at the bookstore. It's right next to a church, funny enough. Which I caught with the juxtaposition of both this supposedly magical place and a church kind of like makes you chuckle a little bit. Or at least tickles your fancy. You keep going in. And inside, there is, give me a second. Actually, wait, I know who I'm going to use. Never mind. We see a woman in these kind of like just various robes. She is dark skinned. We have seen her before, personally, and just have to remake a new thing. And she has this kind of like shawl around her bare head, kind of like decorative tattoos all over her place, beads. And blah, 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 blah. What did I use for you? Here we go. Johnson, Mr. Johnson. And we see this figure. And she looks at you and she smiles and goes, I had a figuring you'd be in here sometime.
I see what figure?
You see Insengoma.
Oh,
So, do you see that?
No.
Oh, okay, hold on.
But I remember it now. Never forget.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Oh god, it's really weird seeing her again.
She looks older than, a bit older than the picture.
My picture is like 40 years old.
50, but she looks extremely good.
Yeah. Who's counting? He smiles and bows his head and he says, have I met her? I haven't met her before yet, right?
You haven't.
Yeah, and then, nice to meet you. I'm Bastion.
She goes, Insengoma. I am one of the few healers we have within our circles.
He looks appreciative because, healers are big deals.
Humongous deals.
Yeah, like way
Giant
more important. Well, I was hoping to get some information on any kind of just like a little bit more quiet because discretion and let's not just shout who I'm fighting against at all times. The mother of lycanthropy. I'm not gonna, can't really say the other names before, yeah.
Of
It's
course,
just like,
we both.
yeah.
I know well of what power they hold. And then she walks up and she says, "Rosa." And then this other like girl with kind of like a big kind of like afro, also African American, big kind of toothy grin, goes, "What is it, master?" And she goes, "Not master, teacher, but man the front." And she and like the kind of like student like just kind of like just nods and hastily kind of like brings a stack of books that she was kind of like holding out from behind the like kind of she was in a room and she like brings that out and like brings it towards the front. And like you would like kind of like dodge past her as she's just hurriedly rushing through it. She looks to be about maybe 15.
Hmm.
And she looks and goes, my apprentice Rosa, they want me starting to teach what I know. For the obvious reasons.
Well, with that, and I guess from the other sides of things, it's really fulfilling to follow someone you respect.
Indeed, it is very enriching. But still, exposing others to danger is never a decision you should make lightly.
I was knowing that one very well.
In case you were looking at the mother of lycanthropy, of which you do know the whole point of, you know the myth?
Not in particular.
The king of Arcadia, King Lycaon, was cursed by Zeus to be a wolf who hungered. He then saw a woman in wolf form along with his guard and confronted what we know to be the mother of lycanthropy. She was at this time very young, and they knew her to be of a certain persuasion. Of course, she agreed to help the king in exchange for wealth and status, and she did. He was turned back into human, but what do they not know was that she transferred the curse simply to another thing. She transferred it into the local lake that she lived on. And so another came to the lake, swam across it, and he turned into a wolf. He was promised that if he did not eat another human being for 9 whole days, that he could swim back across the lake and he would be human again. The hunger took quickly. He is the first lycanthrope, along with King Lycaon, who, upon hearing of a monster in his woods, confronted the woman again and asked her to deal with it, and then turned the king into a wolf again. Arcadia later fell to a neighboring kingdom, and the woman disappeared for maybe a solid amount of time. And from then, there have been hunters, there have been werewolves that have hated their own kind, and there have been other beings looking to use werewolves or end them. Aberrations, zealots, knights, you name it. Of course, before she left, she hid the lake somewhere. Something of a small mercy back then. But it was already too late, as she already had enough of a sample pool to have the disease spread. From then, she learned of manipulating the earth and corrupting it and making things from it. Hence, the idea for movies like the thing that came from the swamp or something like that. And she's leading you into the back room and goes, "So, can you do it?"
Get rid of her?
Yes.
He thinks for a moment. Yes.
This is a lengthy kind of thing. You have to make sure that she is not put in the ground.
So, like buried, or she can't die while touching the ground?
She can't die while touching the ground. Otherwise, it's not going to be permanent. And it needs to be permanent. She cannot be on terra firma, dirt, while you try to take that position. Or, if you simply just want to scare her away, then yes. Destroy whatever body she is currently inhabiting on dirt, and make it so painful that she doesn't want to come back to see the sun for a good while. Now, I know murder isn't exactly a pleasant thing to talk about, but we are talking about people who have destroyed the lives of millions, manipulated thousands, and much more than that. We are talking about people who have given their soul for power and greed. We are talking about the very worst of what it could be defined as human.
We're talking about the kind of girl you're trying to date.
Who your girl that you're trying to date is trying to become.
Yeah. He just says, "Don't worry, I've been taught the importance of knowing what needs to be done, and I'll make sure that this is the last time we deal with this problem."
Then Shroudhound has always taught you that much.
Yeah.
Of course, no one is going to worry about the murder of a murderess and witch, and at that point the building shakes just a tiny bit, of tens of thousands of years old.
He nods.
And with that, she kind of just opens up and goes, "There is a loophole. You don't have to always just keep her in air or get her into space, as some have theorized, particularly Conquistador. It's just dirt that keeps her going. I believe it would be ironic if she died in water."
He smirks and says, "Noted."
Just as long as she does not touch the bed.
Irony, the death of many mythical creatures.
Dude, man. My initial idea of how I was gonna just kill her has now gotten a lot more brutal. He says, "Is there anything thing I could hear that could help me track her down? I'm thinking of potentially splitting my group into two fronts. One of us, the main three, dealing with her probably flood of minions, and then while she's using her magic to do that, I can track her down and Kind of
She doesn't actively have she doesn't actively use magic, so she'll be probably using herself to twist the earth underneath you to betray you.
He's like, yeah, any way I can track that? Like, do I just look into the ley lines?
No, they don't use ley lines as cleanly as we do. While we kind of use it as how you might say a battery uses a ley line, with the limit only being ourselves and what we could handle at that moment given our training or how much experience we have. And she like looks in the doorway and you just see like Rosa just kind of like gleefully like putting books on a shelf. Some of our battery arrives may be different than others. They just simply pull it out and then stop it. So whatever you can see is you'd have to find a stoppage instead of looking for just where the ley line's magic is going.
So she'll be at the point of stoppage?
Should be, yes. That is if there is not a totem at the stoppage point feeding her from somewhere else.
He kind of nods and says, any other advice? I want to make sure I, make the best effort I can because I typically don't like leaving my team to fend for themselves, but I trust that they can handle this while I try to cut off the head of the beast and hopefully get rid of all her minions under her.
You want to do all of this in one stroke?
Yep.
Well, I don't exactly have those answers as I've not studied the woman. I study healing and sometimes the myths, but you should look in this room and she opens it up. Go into A for Arcadia.
He nods and goes to reading further.
And you can roll me been reading the files or one of our actual other mask moves. When you research paranormal phenomena in an appropriate information source, roll plus superior. On a hit, you may ask one question below. On a 10 plus, you may ask a second question or a follow-up question.
What's that list?
So you can either roll been reading the files or roll superior for the phenomena question, paranormal phenomena.
Ooh. Do I can just ask that with been reading the files.
True,
So-
but this could give you a bit more like specific question.
The worry is if I screw up, I have to mark another condition. So for the sake of probably
It's
going
not
to
just
have
any condition, it's afraid.
which I happen to have open, sadly. Otherwise, I would have totally went for it. You kidding me? Yeah, I'm gonna roll been reading the files since it's a touch safer. Yeah. Cool. That's enough to ask. So yeah, can I get specifics as to a way to like find her? Because all I gotta really do is get in front of her, and I think what I got in mind is gonna work.
Okay, so how would you specifically track the Lady of Arcadia?
Yeah.
She's always planted on Earth. So obviously, you figured you're like, okay, so she stays on Earth, there's got to be tracks, right? No, she knows a basic spell to cover her tracks. But then you're like, wait, she knows a basic spell to cover her tracks. So while she doesn't leave a physical footprint, there's a mystical footprint. And if you shine a light, you can basically use it as a kind of like a black light to see basically this kind of like bleeding trail of magic. And you know she's going to be inland a ways and not near kind of like any kind of like openings or whatever.
Alrighty. That sounds like as long as I extend my senses properly, I can probably catch her with Freak.
And so the evening descends and you guys can make your evening moves before night comes.
Do we meet all maybe at the site?
I think Sam would have went to the site now, both to check on it and inform all of you of what his plan is. Well, as much of a plan as he can inform of.
Eddie's rolling up, and he's got his bag of war crimes happily placed on his side.
Just isn't gonna ask about
like you know those Mulan rockets, right?
Yes, I already don't like where this is going.
Imagine the Mulan rockets, but instead of rockets, they're arrows, and instead of being powered by fire, they're powered by the shocks of a car.
A shock of a car that was made by a god.
Yes.
They're pretty thick arrows, by the way. They're kind of like javelins, almost, or near like.
Oh shit! I was gonna say they're just normal arrows, but all right.
Arrows would fucking shatter the second that was released.
I guess Eddie's just actually gonna kill a man today. Is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, he kind of looks at that guy, just turns to Rocket and Roller and says, "So, what did you guys do today?"
Got a bit carried away, I guess.
What we did every day, Brain.
But hey, we're pretty much taking on incarnate evil, as much as I understand it, right?
She's not that strong. Granted, she is very strong.
Well, I think we made proper preparations for that pretty strong level.
And as soon as he says they made proper preparations, that's where Traveler comes running around the corner of the house chasing a rabbit.
Eddie just pats his duffel bag full of war crimes.
You know what? He looks at the war crimes and then looks at the healing side of Traveler. It feels better.
Eddie's Guys, I've got one for all of us.
No, I don't want to touch any of that. I'm scared I'm going to accident.
I'm gonna find a way to mount these on the walls. I'm gonna find a way to mount these on the windows so I can pull them and fire them.
The shock absorbers?
What? Yeah, the shocks. Like, just find a way to mount them like to a window so you can just pull them and fire them off.
So yeah, as you're kind of like doing that, you kind of like there's a kind of like just a cycle of vans that circle around front with you can kind of like see like the big bad wolf symbology on the side of it. As just we see Jeffrey Wolf just step out from the side of one of them, like just decked out in like this weather coat and armor, and like out the side the security force guys are all firing out with crossbows and like swords at their hips, and they bring out 3 different sets of kind of like what looks to be repeating ballista.
Oh boy.
Man, if we mount them on my stage, that will look so metal.
Let's do it.
It looks looked at all this.
Eddie's got his costume on now, by the way.
I'm pretty sure probably all of us do.
Yeah. So you just got this little blue gremlin running around now.
You're terrifying weapons of questionable moral and definitely legal quandary
Hey,
aside.
Are we fighting humans? From what I understand, these things are not humans.
I'm just saying, like,
If these were humans, I would not be going so weird with these, because I can admit these are less than normal things to have. But as far as I am aware, these are not humans, and therefore I am allowed to go all out.
Dude, Eddie, we had like teammates that weren't human. That's not a good proposition to have.
Yes, but these are evil, not humans.
Still, cut it down a notch.
Thank you that conversation came from someone who wasn't me for once. But I'm just saying, maybe in the future we try to avoid a weapon that, on the off chance we miss, we don't instantly kill one of our teammates.
To be fair,
The internet
me firing these probably has a higher likelihood of killing me than it does killing any of you.
Also bad because you're a teammate.
Yes, but it will not kill one of you.
I can just I can make that many Funko Pops. I mean, they will ask questions about ever-changing designs. Oh, I got some new ones about you, Sam. I throw you the new charge of Funko Pops.
How? Why?
The first one is you. This first one is with you, Shroudhound edition, and then the other one is Apollo edition.
Do you think we could put a cherry bomb in those and make them into fragmentation grenades?
Oh my God! What if one of you forgot and gave it to somebody?
No, you'd see the fumes coming out of it. And besides, I assume that we're gonna make. I'm assuming that we're gonna make use of pretty much all of the ordnance that I and Rock and Roller have manufactured today.
You know, I'm gonna get to my point because the more I engage, the less I know about what is happening here. I think
the less Bastion knows about what's going on in the twisted mind of Eddie Bodkid, the better. He sees a thing and he thinks how he can commit war crimes.
Yeah, you know, just the plan, I think, is that the three of you, along with everyone here, is going to help fend off these creatures, and
protect me.
Yes, and protect you. And during that time period, I'm going to track down and destroy her. So this onslaught will have a definite end point.
Yeah, as you finish talking, that's when Traveler finally notices y'all are all there and chases the rabbit and walks up to the group.
You think you got that, Sam? Taking on her all alone?
He nods and says, I am 90% sure that what I'm about to do will work, and if it does work, well, the Calamity is about to have a very, 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 very big press debut.
As much as I appreciate the publicity, like, if you need help, I can always get off the stage. No? I'm with you, Sam.
He kind of just smiles. He's like, well, I think if we wanted to liken this to something, this is my solo. It's about time.
That's true. That's true, and you deserve that. But we're still a band, and when a solo fails, it's no shame to ask the bandmate to chime in.
Definitely, which is why when I get to her, if what I do doesn't work, I'll message Traveler immediately my location so you guys can teleport over.
All right. I believe in you, Sam.
If it's a location I've never been to, I'm not sure I can get there.
You've had to see it, right? Or do you have to be there?
I have to have seen it in person at least. Roughly have been there. I could, if I'd seen it, I'd be close enough to open a portal near it. But I believe I have to physically have been in the area.
Also, that was an attempt to comfort and support.
Yeah.
What I said.
Yay!
You can roll Monday for that. Or whatever for that.
Unless Sam believes in me as a rock star.
I mean, I see you as a rock star.
Okay,
Alright.
then roll superior.
That's good enough. Nice.
I can finally get rid of that guilty that's been putting -2s on my. Oh, I actually had a 10 on Ben reading the files. Oh well.
Alright, and I gotta clear my own insecure. As we grow together as a band. I mean, team.
I mean band. I mean team. I mean anymore.
Team band.
I mean, I've kind of lost track,
It's all the same.
isn't it?
I'm just preparing for Eddie to accidentally kill himself with something.
Well, hopefully, I'll moment of truth before you get the chance.
Don't worry, if I get a moment of truth in here, it's gonna get bad. Because that means I'll have taken 5 conditions in 1 encounter.
Sick.
And Cryan knows that I do not fuck around with conditions.
No, he do not. Any case, we're gonna so as we kind of just see them get ready, and everything's now set with like the repeating ballista on the front, and even the old woman's you can see what was like used to be like the single shot old woman's has now been figured to be now just modified. Jeffrey Wolf just looks at you and just like gives a thumbs up, and in the distance we hear the flapping of wings. And in front of the house, the kind of like the earth just kind of like just pucks up with thorns outside of the property. Just this kind of humongous wall of thorns. And we're gonna end the session there because I need to eat and rest before my shift starts. So end of session moves.
I crew closer to Bodkid.
Hell yeah, boy.
She has some kind of similar madness.
Some kind of similar obsession with destroying things.
At least at some point, more than the others.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Do I have? Yeah, I've got influence over you. Hey, what are your stats?
Freak 0, Danger 3, Savior -1, Superior 3, and Mundane -1.
I'm gonna say, danger ups, mundane down, my guy.
I can't go with Danger up.
Oh, alright. Freak up then.
Alright, cool.
You've been listening to the Rubber Band Man this entire time? Crying.
Yes.
To be fair, I've been listening to My War by Black Flag this entire time and just slowly turning it up.
Oh, I haven't been turning it up, but still.
Next session is going to be an adventure.
Yeah, I've been sitting on this moment of truth for a while now.
It's gonna be dunk worthy.
Ooh, I also have a moment of truth.
Oh, I should have saved my moment of truth, and we could have just absolutely fucked shit. 3 moments of truth, 1 encounter. Let's get it.
Oh, please.
Just completely destroy this entire encounter for Cryan.
This
Yeah.
will be the single instance in which Sam will flaunt himself as the leader of the calamity, and actually do something borderline catastrophic.
Don't worry. When Eddie gets his moment of truth, you know bad shit's about to go down, because that means he has to beat somebody. He has to single-handedly defeat somebody with only his talents. And from what you've seen of them, I can assure you it will be as gruesome as you think.
Any more end of session moves?
I'm gonna grow closer to Traveler, because Traveler was a healing existence for the entirety of this session. just playing with nature and just overall being given, just thank the world for that. Bastion needs.
I ship it. I ship it. I ship it.
We're talking about Bastion and
Traveler. I ship it.
this is acceptable.
They hectic cute.
That's always interesting trial for me of like whether to shift his love. It's like, man, on one hand, has been talking to Bruoff for a bit. On the other hand, Traveler in general.
On the other hand, Traveler is literally a waifu.
And one that looks up to me. It's like, dude, it doesn't get better.
Yeah, like to be fair with the nature stuff, I mean that's literally the first time she's really seen any of that in person.
Oh.
That's why you're the best. So yeah, you can. I guess I'm pretty sure you already have influence over me like 7 times over, so you can shift my labels as always.
Based on what I heard from this session, I'm gonna go mundane up, freak down.
Alrighty.
Because very human and relationships and all that, and just conversations and very normal type stuff.
Yeah, because he hasn't said anything about what he plans to do. Or man, I don't know if you'd keep that shift.
I would probably go into my own image based on that. Freak down, or no, danger down, mundane up. No, I take that. No, actually, yeah, freak down, mundane up.
Learn to become one with the forest, people.
Also, I'm gonna try to have pictures and stuff for people because, as you know, my descriptions suck.
Oh, man, being a GM is hard out. Or, you more than cover it with the amount of lore that you've put behind these fucking villains.
Yeah, being a GM is hard, especially when you have an actual psychopath.
It's been fun.
That's just the baseline for GMs.
The blooper of the day is that car wasn't planned at all. I just decided to make it something on the spot because I thought,
Nice.
fuck it, why not?
Nice. Now you're going to... I hope you understand, Eddie is going to make that a thing.
No, I love it because I wanted it to be made.
I hope you realize Eddie also doesn't have a driver's license.
You can get one.
Oh no. Oh no.
If your ass gets arrested, Sam said nice and clear, it's on you, buddy. I'll protect you if you are being oppressed, but if you did something fucking stupid and the consequences come knocking, you have to own up to them.
Hey, hear me out here. What if he kills a god by running them over with a car?
I mean, that's not going to change his stance on that. Like, also, he is a god, so why would he be approving of murdering of gods?
Demi.
Yeah.
More.
I'm getting there.
Man,
Well, in any case.
I'm debating between a couple things right now.
Well, you got a week to think about it.
No, I'm debating between my end of the session move.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna just start eating my wrap then.
Ooh, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Grow into
I'm
your
glad
own
that
image.
helped you.
Yeah, grow into your own image. Fuck, what does grow into your own image do? Let me find it. I have it open somewhere.
Shift your labels.
Yeah, shift my labels. So, hear me out here. Freak down, superior up.
I don't know about the freak part. I think in your own way, you established yourself as probably very into freak and very less mundane, as you were talking about building war crime arrows.
Don't
Actually,
worry.
freak would be less. It'd be more danger.
I was thinking danger would be up more than anything.
I'm just saying. I'm just picking a savior so I can get that sweet suck it domination play out of this.
I mean, also, I think I have to look over. I think you can only have one thing at a time.
Oh heck.
So you're gonna have to choose which one you're choosing for your too little, not enough power. I mean, no powers and not enough training.
Dang it.
And then run through that before you can go to the others.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do anyway. I already had it like.
So if
set
you
in
like,
that
if you like have it
Actually,
set to like the shock arrows, then you have to roll the tetanus arrows with danger.
Yeah, I have them set in the chronological order right now, as in like the chronological order of when I got them.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure to point that out.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we are
I'm just getting a backlog, so I never run out of them.
done-erino.
Alright, cool.
See everyone next week.
Yep.
Just wait until you see these war crimes in action.
Bye, mate.